Do you like to help people a lot? Give them solutions to their problems? I feel you. Can relate to that quite a lot. There's a bit of a problem with that, you might find. A common complaint is, they don't listen to me. There they go again. And you see them, perhaps they're playing out some unhelpful pattern, and you're like, if only they listen to me. And there could be a certain truth in that, but it also points to a powerful truth too, which is that people can be pretty addicted to having their own problems, and maybe the solutions to those problems aren't so much logistical and logical in nature, but rather are emotional. When you have a friend and they're telling you about a problem, it's all too common to focus on that. What can you do instead? But actually they're coming to you with an emotional problem. They're upset about something. They want to be heard and listened to, understood fully. And they're looking for a space. And one of the best things that you can do is quite simply hold that space and give them that space, and really show them that you're listening and that you're there for them. There are some ways to do that. You can kind of repeat back to them what they're saying, summarize it, and show that you've understood where they are so far. Not hop in so quickly with a solution, but instead keep listening, and especially important, keep asking questions. Jordan Peterson gives this example where he had a patient in therapy with him, and they would just talk non-stop. He couldn't get a word in edgeways. But this person therapized themselves pretty much by talking through their problems. And that therapeutic space was one that they seemed to lack in their waking everyday life. And so giving people the space and asking them questions enables people to solve their own problems on their own terms. Who knows best about the problem? The other person. You can relate and sympathize logically and emotionally, but they know it best to the core of their being. And words can only convey so much. So by asking the questions, you can help them to solve it better on their own terms. And they'll be very grateful for that. If you want to solve a problem for someone or help them to solve that problem, counterintuitively, this could be the best way. There is a risk too that by coming in with our own solutions and ideas, we can be inadvertently, and we got the best intentions, we could be projecting our own preferences and ways of doing things and solving things onto other people. So there's a risk there, and that mismatch at an essential core level may mean that doesn't work for them and it doesn't resonate with them, even if they're of course polite and courteous enough to say, oh yeah, that sounds good, yeah, thank you for that. Then the actions show it, don't they, right? In this pattern, they don't do what you said. So that's perhaps one of the best things you can do to help someone to heal and to navigate through life. Another thing is that you can't solve everyone's problems. People can be, as I say, like addicted to the drama and the issues that they're going through because it might distract them in a sense from a deeper core issue. What's going on outside and what's being complained about outside has something to do with the core, something inside of the person. So you could be wasting your own time and energy in a way by trying to solve people's problems for them. Sometimes there's a good situation where giving that space and asking those questions can help. And rarer still, but still possible, is indeed those situations where offering a practical solution helps. but it's best to ask those questions first anyway, leading up to that, just to make sure that it's good for them, it's right for them. But yeah, nonetheless, it's good to discern between those situations where you can't help, where you can. A lifeguard will jump into the water and try to save a drowning person's life. But a key principle that they also abide by is that if that person is drowning them too, they're lashing out and they're risking both of their lives, the lifeguard stops at that point and has to save their own skin. It's something of an extreme and a dramatic example, but it goes to show the problem here. Where there is a rescuee, there can be a rescuer, and they're caught up in a pattern and a cycle together. And it's not helpful or productive for either of them. So yeah, that discernment is also an important ingredient when you're trying to think about how best to help other people. It's also good to think about how you're being affected by the pattern and what's going on too. And people are complex, situations are deeply rooted. And so you don't have to feel bad for being unable or choosing to be unwilling to help them as well. It's a kind of thing that you were even thinking about it and spending energy on it in the first place. So yeah, that discernment is required, and it can't be fully put into words, I'm afraid, but it's an important thing to point to for you as well. So I hope that if you are kind of dealing with this sort of thing in your life, this has been useful and can help you. Okay, take care guys.